Hey, this is Judith from Days of Judah, and I have another thought that I wanted to share. As some of you know, we have been beginning our exploration of homeschooling. We have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so it's very, very early days. Lots of room to, was it that Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus says? Take chances, get messy, make mistakes. That is, or take chances, make mistakes, get messy. One of those. Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're learning. And I'm trying to read as much as I can and research as much as I can. There's a lot of information out there, so sometimes I'm a little overwhelmed by the amount of things to learn or to just take in. But I also appreciate having stuff to sift through as opposed to feeling like we're all alone in the sense that there's no information. So I read or listened to on Audible Akila S. Richards' Raising Free People. And I'm listening to it again so that I can take some notes and really start to digest, because it really impacted me, some of the things that she was saying. And even if a person is not considering unschooling or homeschooling, I think she just asks really good questions about raising children and in the educational system that are worth asking. So, and one of the things that she mentioned in that book is about just basically just asking lots of questions, asking lots of questions, asking lots of questions. She and her partner, husband, I don't know all of her backstory in terms of family life, but she has 2 children, and they were in school and they were pulled out to homeschool. And this book is kind of some of that process of how they got there. And like I said, she said they were just doing lots of question asking, lots of spending time to get to know their children, to see where they were and where this journey was taking them. And one of the things that she said that really stuck with me was the concept: are the questions that we are asking, are they answered by school, or can they be answered by school? I thought that was a really important question, because I think in this day and age, school in the traditional sense has become such a staple for us, and such a that's what you do, that we don't question it or think about options outside of it. I think lockdown and the pandemic really shook us up as a nation, as the US, in terms of thinking about homeschooling for lots of families, because it was like, oh, we have to do something different. We're not doing the same old. And for lots of us, it was, oh, we have to get to know these people that are part of our family that I kind of know, but maybe not fully know, because we're not that together for that intense amount of time and in that kind of way. So I think a lot of people started asking themselves questions during the period of lockdown. Our family definitely, when we were thinking about children, we're like, oh, they're going to be going to school. Yeah, they're going to go to school. We're going to have parent-teacher meetings, all those kinds of things. And then, then they were here, and then initially they were home with us because they just felt so small at, when I ended my maternity leave at 3 months old, to take them to a daycare. And even though I had worked in daycares, I have taking care of babies that were 3 months old. Oh, hello. Hi, friend. You have a bus? Thank you. Okay. Bus. Yeah, so I've taken care of other people's babies that were little tiny 3-month-olds, but when it was mine, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So at the time, we had hired a nanny to come and take care of our daughter and then our son, because they were just so little, and then the pandemic happened and all that kind of stuff. Um, and then all that time with them just kind of awakened an itch, or thinking about or asking questions about another way for us to be as a family, another way for us to pursue education. I don't want to ramble too much because I know I had specific things, but going back to that question of, are my questions answered by the answer of school? Not totally, not, and I have some questions now. I haven't even asked all the questions. I don't even know all the questions that I will have. One of the big ones that I get asked quite a bit, and I've found that homeschoolers in general, just it's like the first one is about socialization. um, and oh, sorry if you hear my fridge, it's very loud. I'm sitting by my fridge. Socialization, the more I think about it, the more it doesn't feel as big as other people make it out to be. So I think about my own time in school. I did not hang out with the entire class. I had a couple, maybe 2 or 3 friends that were my go-tos, and those were the people that I looked for as far as interacting. Oh, thank you. You have another car? Okay.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome. Um, as far as having, like, interacting with people, when I got a chance to do clubs or things like that, I would go towards my interests. So, like, I was on the literary magazine, things like that. So those are all things that I think, those types of interactions, we can find those. We can create those outside of school. And then the other piece that I think about is, you know, school is the only place that I can think of off the top of my head where it's mandatory that you're with people that are all your age and just kind of in a pack, and you know how well you work together, or none of that is considered. It's just you're the same age, you're all together. But in other spaces, when I was working, um, if you are a working parent, you may experience this too. Um, that's not really the way we do it. We pair people, or I mean, if people are paired up, it's based on a specific goal. You're working on a project. This is a working group. Um, these are people in your department. Uh, Usually the ages vary because we are all coming from different walks of life. We're all different experiences and life experience. So it's a very mixed interaction, and school is kind of not that. So it doesn't feel like preparation for that. So yeah. So that's just one of the questions that comes up for me when I think about, is school to the answer to some of the questions that I have. Some of the other questions that I have is like, how do I focus on my child's education in a way that really is paying attention to how this particular individual learns? Is school an answer to that? Um, not really fully, because there's a lot of, well, I shouldn't say a lot. It depends on your school. But there can be quite a few people in the class that your teacher has to keep pace with. So you getting individual focus as a student is really, really limited. Whereas being at home or being in a co-op or something like that, it's a different experience. So yeah, that is something that really stuck out to me from this book, is just asking myself, what questions do I have? Um, our school Is school really the answer to some of those questions? Um, yeah. And one of the things that I guess I've been discovering is there's been a whole new level of creativity that is sparking for me, because I'm trying to think about what how we can explore this journey, how we can make this trip together as a family, make it functional, make it interesting and engaging, make it useful, um, and that is getting my brain working in new ways, um, getting me thinking outside of the box in ways that I really enjoy and appreciate, that I see my children responding to in terms of their own education. So you have one car. Thank you. One car. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about. Um, I hope this is good energy for your brain as well. This is something for you to think about and consider. I like to provoke good thoughts and inspire conversations. So hopefully this is something that... Oh, another car. Thank you. Another car. It's another green car. Thank you.
Green.
It's green. Well, I think that's a sign. So I'm Judith. This is Days of Judah, and have a great day.